Welcome to the interview room, where real conversations build real growth. Each week, we sit down with amazing business owners and everyday experts to uncover what's really behind the biggest wins, toughest failures, and boldest goals. Because here's the truth, you don't have to have it all figured out to sit in this room. I'm Coach Annie. Let's learn, laugh, and level up together. Welcome back to the interview room, where preparation meets opportunity, where clarity creates confidence, and where you learn how to show up when it matters. I'm Coach Annie, and today we're not talking about effort. We're not talking about talent. We're talking about something deeper. The decision you already know you need to make, but haven't made it yet. But before we get into this, you might notice that I have been dropping shorter episodes, and each episodes get slightly longer. And that's intentional because I don't want you to just listen. I want you to sit with what we're talking about. I don't want to overwhelm you. I just want you to hear what actually applies to you, not just passively, but honestly. Because if you give yourself time, you'll probably hear something that you either need to change or you're avoiding, or that confirms something that you thought you were missing. So here's the truth. Most people are not stuck. They're just avoiding a decision. And avoidance can look like progress. So let me frame this for you a little bit. You can be busy and still be misaligned. You can be productive and still be off track. You can be doing everything right and still be avoiding what actually needs to change, because movement and avoidance can look exactly the same from the outside. I'll give you an example because I know that for me, I need real life examples. I need to see this play out. So imagine you're in a role. It's stable. You're respected. You know what you're doing, but you're no longer challenged. You've outgrown it. And instead of making a move, you keep telling yourself, let me just give it a little more time. No, wait. Let me just finish this one project because I'm the lead on it and they can't do it without me. Let me wait until things settled, We're in the process of budgeting. I don't want to ruffle the feathers. But what you're really doing is delaying a decision, because the decision comes with risk. And honestly, comfort can keep you in places you've already outgrown. Let me say that again. Comfort can keep you in places you've already outgrown. You don't need more time. You need to make a decision. That's what you need. You don't need more time. You need to make a decision. If you're thinking about it, let's say from a perspective of, your family, your friends, your environment, and sometimes, I don't know about you, I don't know how everyone deals with it, but there are moments where you may be sitting, whether it's a group of friends, different environments, communities, whatever, where you don't feel aligned anymore. But you stay because it's familiar, because it's history. We've been through a lot together, because it's easier than disrupting it. So you adjust yourself. Day by day, you shrink a little. You tolerate a little more, and you tell yourself, it's not that bad. But then again, you already know. You don't stay because it's right. You stay because it's unfamiliar. If you're building something like in a business, this shows up as overworking. You're doing more, you're adding more, you're trying more, but you're avoiding the real question. And that is this even the right direction? Because pivoting feels like failure. Changing feels like starting over. So instead, you stay busy. And overworking is often avoidance in disguise. Here's the core truth. Most people don't realize the longer you avoid a decision, the more it drains you. Not physically, mentally, emotionally, because you're carrying something unresolved. And unmade decisions create invisible weight. So what's the shift? It's not about doing more. It's about being honest. Honest about what's no longer working, what you've outgrown, what you actually want. And then make a decision from that place. So you know that anytime you are here with me, I want you to be able to take some ideas, some advice, and implement it right away. So I want you to do this. First, I want you to stop saying, I'm figuring it out, and start saying, what decision am I avoiding right now? Be specific, because clarity starts with naming it. 2, stop over collecting information. Stop Googling everything, every 1,000, I don't even know how to say that, but stop Googling so many things. Stop asking 900 different mentors and 900 different perspectives. It is important to have mentors. It is important to have people in your life that you trust that can give you advice. But sometimes you already know enough. You're just delaying the action. Information is not the problem. You got it. Avoidance is. Then I want you to make a small decision first. You don't need to change everything overnight. And I think that's right now in the generation that we're in, that's what we're seeing is people want instant gratification, instant change. You don't need to change everything overnight, but you do need to move. That might look like having one conversation, setting a boundary, exploring one opportunity, saying no to something you've been tolerating. Clarity doesn't come before movement. It comes through it. Okay? Let me say that again. Clarity doesn't come before a movement. It comes through it. So I want you to sit with this. What decision have you already made up in your mind, but you haven't acted on it? This episode isn't about pressure. It's about awareness. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Everything starts to shift. Not instantly, but intentionally. Listen, y'all, it's been a pleasure. This is the interview room where preparation meets opportunity, where clarity creates confidence, and where you learn how to show up when it matters. If this is resonating with you, make sure you like, follow, leave a comment just to keep the vibes going. I'm Coach Annie, and I will see you in the next conversation. Thanks for joining me today in the interview room. I hope you got a little inspiration and maybe even a few aha moments from our conversation. If you loved this episode, don't forget to follow, share it with a friend, and leave a quick review to keep the good vibes going. Remember, you don't need to have it all figured out. Just keep showing up and growing. Until next time, I'm Coach Annie. See you in the next interview.